Based on a true story, the events begin with two sisters, Irma and Ulan, leaving the city to visit a distant village where they meet a man named Iksan. The reason for their visit is the black magic done on the family of their cousin, Galan. Irma loves Galan madly. However, since they are cousins, there is doubt about whether their relationship can culminate in marriage. Iksan practices black magic and communicates with spirits. Irma, by paying him some money, uses her sister Ulan as a medium to consult the spirits and learns that Galan is not the perfect husband for her. In fact, in the future, Galan himself will be the cause of her death. The story then skips forward 12 years. Galan is now married and lives happily with his wife, Nisha, and their only daughter, Sophia. However, because Sophia was born prematurely, her optic nerves were damaged, leaving her blind since birth. On Sophia's birthday, Irma, Ulan, and their mother Farah visit their house. Galan's mother, Rifa, is bedridden due to poor health, and no treatment has been able to cure her. During their visit, Irma finds an opportunity to meet Galan privately. They had a 3-year-long relationship, but it ended after Galan married someone else, following Rifa's wishes. Although Galan has moved on, Irma hasn't. She still loves him madly and is now pregnant with Galan's child. While Galan wants to end all ties with Irma, she clings to the relationship even more, regularly calling him and showing up uninvited at his workplace. One night, Irma visits Galan's warehouse to meet him. During an argument about their relationship and the unborn child, Galan, in a fit of anger, pushes Irma, causing her to miscarry. This marks the end of their bond, pushing Irma into a mental breakdown. Her anger then shifts toward Nisha, blaming her for all her suffering. One day, Irma secretly visits Iksan's place and gives him all her savings and some of Ulan's jewelry, asking him to use black magic to eliminate Nisha from Galan's life. Irma no longer cares about her sacrifices, she only wants Nisha dead. Iksan tells her he will summon a spirit named Anjar through black magic to accomplish her task. This spirit will kill Nisha and all her blood relatives within 5 nights. Hearing this, Irma suddenly remembers Sophia, who is still a child, and whom she holds no grudge against. But rationalizing that she too has lost her unborn child, Irma steals her heart and agrees. The ritual requires some personal items of Nisha, like her hair, nails, or blood, along with a buffalo's severed head, its intestines, and the leg of a freshly buried corpse. Iksan arranges everything except Nisha's items. To get those, Irma visits Galan's house in his absence, and while interacting with Sophia, collects Nisha's hair from a comb in the bathroom. She also finds a used sanitary pad in the bucket, making her task easier. The ritual to summon Anjar begins at 3 a.m. Galan is in deep sleep, while Nisha is performing tahajjud prayers. Suddenly, a buffalo's severed head falls before her, splattering her with blood and intestines. She screams, but when Galan rushes in, there's nothing there. It was all in her mind. The next morning, Nisha is alone at home. As she picks up Sophia's doll, she undergoes a strange transformation, cutting the doll's hair and her own with scissors and eating them. That evening, Nisha shares her eerie experiences with Galan, but he dismisses them, being too tired to pay attention. Meanwhile, Ulan notices her jewelry is missing and questions Irma, who admits to visiting Iksan again. Ulan tries to dissuade her, but Irma, consumed by revenge, refuses to listen. That night, Irma experiences a supernatural incident, seeing Ulan in a terrifying form beside her. However, in reality, no one is there. Nisha's condition worsens. Whenever she prays, she becomes restless and vomits blood, which contains a leech. One morning, while washing Rifa's face, Nisha suddenly tries to strangle her. Realizing her mistake, she apologizes, unable to understand her own actions. Later, as she goes to fetch hot water for Rifa, mysteriously no longer bedridden, pours boiling soup over herself and dies. Nisha watches helplessly. As neighbors gather to discuss Rifa's death, rumors spread that Nisha killed her or that black magic was involved. During Rifa's funeral, Nisha becomes possessed by a spirit and starts behaving violently toward the corpse. Everyone realizes Nisha is under the influence of black magic. A religious scholar tries to calm her down and warns Galan of worse things to come. That night, after Rifa's burial, Galan hears strange noises in the basement. When he investigates, he sees Nisha surrounded by spirits. Fainting in shock, he later awakens to find himself in Nisha's place, wrapped in a shroud and surrounded by the spirits. Sophia's voice snaps him out of the nightmare. Convinced of the paranormal presence, Galan consults the scholar, who gives him a bottle of sanctified water to apply to Nisha's forehead before prayers. When Nisha becomes possessed again, Galen uses the water, causing her to scream and lose control. The events, however, don't stop at Galen's house. Farha becomes possessed and, in a horrifying act, eats broken glass, leading to her tragic death. Irma and Ulan, returning home to find their mother dead, realize Irma's actions are to blame for both Farah and Rifa's deaths. So Irma immediately informs Nisha that, in a fit of anger over losing her baby, she went to Iksan and revealed the matter of his black magic. But now the question arises. Iksan had said that the spirit would kill everyone related to Nisha by blood, so why did her mother and Rifa die? That evening, the call to prayer could be heard from the mosque. Suddenly, Nisha screamed and climbed onto the table on the balcony, tying a rope around her neck to hang herself. However, Galan arrived just in time to save her, though the incident had a severe impact on her. When Galan called a religious cleric, he advised them to bring Nisha to the mosque that night. Shortly after, Irma met Galan and admitted that she was actually responsible for everything. However, instead of blaming one another, they needed to stop the spirit if they wanted to survive. Irma revealed that she had lost her baby because of Galan. Regardless of who was at fault, they had to stop the spirit to stay alive. Irma prepared to go to Iksan's hideout with Ulan, but at that moment, the spirit possessed Ulan. Ulan attacked Irma, who barely managed to save herself. However, right before her eyes, the spirit ripped off Ulan's scalp, killing her. Irma realized that the spirit was wiping out the entire family without regard for blood relations. Now it was Nisha and Galan's turn. Meanwhile, at the mosque, preparations began to heal Nisha. Irma reached Iksan's hideout and pleaded with him to stop the spirit. But Iksan said that the spirit, named Anjar, couldn't be stopped until the task it was summoned for was completed. However, Iksan had initially said the spirit would only kill Nisha's blood relatives. Then why were Farah, Ulan, and Rifa killed? As the cleric began the exorcism, Nisha completely lost control. The spirit used its powers to inflict pain on her continuously. Meanwhile, Irma was also possessed by the spirit. As a result, Irma's body was gruesomely contorted, and she died a painful death with her bones broken. By this time, the spirit in Nisha gained full strength and tried to strangle Galan. The cleric struck Nisha on the head, rendering her unconscious. Suddenly, Sophia, possessed by the spirit, entered the mosque, shocking everyone. This event revealed the true mystery. The day before Irma went to Nisha's house to collect her hair and blood for black magic, Sophia had her first menstruation. By mistake, Irma took Sophia's menstrual pad instead of Nisha's blood. As a result, the black magic ritual mistakenly used Sophia's blood instead of Nisha's. This error caused the spirit to target Galan's family instead of Nisha's family. Sophia, while possessed, lifted Galan by his neck. The cleric managed to defeat the spirit and save Sophia, but Galan died. Thus, the terrifying night came to an end. At the end of the movie, we are shown some articles. In an Indonesian village, a family was found in a horrifying state in the basement of a mosque. The man in the family was found dead with a broken neck, while their only daughter and mother were admitted to the hospital in an unconscious state. The police recovered the bodies of the man's two cousins from different locations. The woman's condition remains critical, and although the daughter has fully recovered, there is no one left in the family to take care of her.